Well, hello again, everybody. Today, our devotional is going to be all about humility. Humility is our response to God and the beginning of understanding. We cultivate humility by acknowledging the goodness of God and the reality of sin by taking time to be contemplative. A good verse that goes along with this comes from the book of James, chapter 5:16. It says, "Therefore, confess your sins to each other and pray for each other so that you may be healed. The prayer of a righteous man is powerful and effective." And today we're going to be talking about prayer. How do you pray? Do you pray? I remember in middle and high school, at the end of youth group or the end of Sunday school, the leader would randomly turn to one of us and say, something like, "Robert, well, could you be so kind as to close us in prayer today?" As soon as he said that, it felt like I stopped breathing. My hands would get all sweaty. I just wanted to scream out, "No!" But I couldn't. So I would just say a bunch of random words, some type of word salad, that meant nothing to me or to anyone else. And at the end of the next meeting, or class, at the end, he would start looking around and I would just be inwardly screaming, "Not me, not me." Have you ever felt that way? Or sometimes, when no one else was home, I would get on my knees, because that's the only way for God to hear prayers, I thought. And then I would begin with the Lord's Prayer, because that would get God's attention, I thought. And I would begin to put out my wish list to God, because I thought he was nothing more than some invisible Santa Claus. And I would also pray to win the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes. And if I did win those millions of dollars, I told God, I'm not just going to tithe 10% to you, I'll give you 20%. If you were like I was, you may be just clueless about prayer. And sometimes prayer can be difficult if you haven't had a lot of practice. You might need some pointers to get you started, and there's no better place to find those pointers than the Bible. Take a look at the Lord's Prayer. It's in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 6, starting in verse 9. Now, you don't have to use the exact words like it's some type of magical incantation, but there's nothing wrong with using those exact words. You see, Jesus gave us this prayer as a model for our own. It's acknowledging who God is, desiring his will to be accomplished on earth as it is in heaven, asking for basic needs, seeking forgiveness, praising him. You can't go wrong along these lines. You can also go to the book of Psalms. Many prayers for many different situations are in there. When people are frightened, when people are scared, when people feel totally alone, when somebody has hurt them on purpose, are prayers just of, "God, please forgive me." As I mentioned earlier, prayer can be difficult. But never forget this: God is longing to hear you express to him what's in your heart. Trying to be eloquent and using big religious words, that's all meaningless. What counts is the genuine love and faith behind our words, no matter how simple they may be. And I want to encourage you today just to find a quiet place that you could just take a few minutes and talk to God. Not all the big words, not following any specific formula or incantation. Just say, "God, it's me. I need your help. I need you." And then just talk to him. And that's what prayer is all about. Okay? So I have some questions again down beneath. Please try to answer them. And if you have any prayer requests that we can pray for you, just let us know, and we will pray for you. Take care of yourself, take care of your families, wash your hands, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.